Hello everyone, back to the Springboot class. Like you can see, this is the part 6 of Springboot about how to update the data. How to update the data. So our first step is to write the method inside the service class. So as usual, like where we have to write the method inside the service class first. What is that method? Update student method. What is that method? Update student method. So in this case of writing update method is like a little bit different. The reason is very simple. There are no such methods like update or merge methods provided by JBA repository. Okay, there is only save method where we are going to utilize in order to update the data as well. So here we are using save method, but how it happens, like how can save method can be utilized to save the data as well as update the data. So look at here, the in this picture, like I will show you, like inside the database there is an object with id number 1. Okay, with id number 1 there is an object. Okay, it contains some old data. This object contains old data which is inside the database, and the new coming object which is sent by the client. Okay, but the id number is same, id number 1. So you can see both ids are same, and this new object contains new data but with the same id number. So in that case, what is happening here means the client is sending the new data with the old id. Means here whatever the object is receiving at this point in the Spring Boot application, what we have to do is, okay, with the help of that IDA, first we have to call the old existing object, then we have to replace the data with the new data. That is our step. Okay, so here inside the service IMPL class we are writing one method. This is the method. Let us see, like write public student update student. So the client will be sending the data on the form of object. So here first we have to retrieve the data. Student existing means we have to retrieve the existing object first. So I am calling the inbuilt method, that is like already we have created that method. I am using again. It is get student method in the same class. Okay, so for that we have to send the id. So I am sending the id student dot get id means the object which is received. Okay, from that student object only we are retrieving the data. With the help of that id only we are retrieving. Okay, now our next step is if existing object not equals to null, then what we have to do, we have to exchange the data. In the existing we have to set the details. Set name, I am setting the name student dot get name. Okay, existing, so again I have to use existing dot set English student dot get English existing dot set maths student dot get maths existing dot set science student dot get science. Okay, now we have to set the values. Okay, so that all the data will be get updated. So for that we have some calculations, right, like result, total, percentage and grade also. So what we are doing, so we require result, we have to set the result everything also. So there are result method, percentage method, and grade method. Okay, so what I am doing, just look at here properly. So I am writing first, I am trying to get the result, double result equals to result method, okay, which requires student object. Next, percentage, I require percentage. Percentage equals to percentage method I am calling, I am sending the result. Then after, what I am doing, like I am trying to grade the grade as well. String grade equals to grade percentage. So these are the methods which are present in this class itself. This dot I will write. This this stores the current object reference. So now I will set these values. Existing dot set grade existing dot set result existing dot set percentage. Done. Next we have to update in the sense there is no update method. We are calling the same save method, student repository dot save. Existing object we have to say. Why? Because existing object is replaced with the older data, like that. Okay, then what we have to write, as usual, return null. That's enough. Okay, I'll be showing you the code, very simple only, it's not so difficult also. So inside the service class, what we are doing, like first we are uh, in this update method a student object is received. Okay, so from that student object, first we are retrieving the ID. With the help of ID, we are retrieving the data which is present inside the database, and we are checking, just writing the condition. And the old object, we are setting all the new values which is carried by the student object. Okay, and then we are calculating the result percentage grade and setting those values to the existing object and calling save method. Okay, this is how we update the data. Okay, hope it's easy only, not so difficult. If you practice save method also, it's same as it is. So done with this. And controller, so inside the controller we have to write the method next. Okay, so our first step, writing the method in service class, is done. So our second step, write the method inside the controller class. So inside the controller class we have to write this update method. Okay, so let us write the update method inside the update method. Public student update student. Okay, student means the user will be sending the data inside the object. Return service impl dot update. Okay, we are passing the object here. Done. Our two steps of updating the data is done successfully. Okay, what is our next step? So we have to use which annotation, at the rate put mapping annotation on the top of the method which is inside the controller class. So controller will be handling the requests, all the user requests with the help of these annotations. Okay, so we have to place on the top of the update method, that is at the rate put mapping. Then so here we'll be passing the URL, the general URL student. Now all the data which is passed by the user, okay, which is passed by the user will be, okay, will be received as an object. So this update student method should be injected by that student object. Now if you remember in the save method, okay, we have the same URL but post mapping. So here you can see, in order to fetch the data there, we utilized request body annotation. So in the same case, in the same way, so for the update method also, to fetch the data, we have to use annotation, that is request body. Okay, what is that annotation? Request body is the annotation which is used to fetch the data for the update method as well. Now let us see, okay, whether data can be updated or not. So I am just going to the Postman application. Before that, let us see what is that, how many entities are present inside the database. So here they passing the get. So let us check, right. So there is only one data inside the database. Okay, you can see here there is only one data in database. Okay, and you can see the result and percentage grade are having default values, means those are not updated. Let us update the these details. So what I will do, I'll pass the same data. Okay, I'll be passing the same data. So so all the subjects is having 56. Name is Rajkumar, right? So I'll be updating the name with capital. ID number is 1. He's having 56. Now I am trying to update the data. For updating we use put, remember. So I am writing the same URL, and you can see here we are using put here. So and at the same time inside the controller we are using put mapping annotation. Okay, so now let us send the request. See here the data is got updated. Okay, data is updated. Okay, so fine, like we have successfully updated the data, and thank you very much for all your support for this channel. Thank you.